what do we actually stand to learn from this absolutely tragic incident? What are the systems that should be in place to prevent any such future accidents as far as railways are concerned? Remember, there's also a lot of discussion now on Kavach, or the shield, the anti-collision system that should be in place to make sure that the train driver is actually alerted to any such mishap well in advance. Now, Vasudha is joining us live with all the possible options that are there before the government to make sure that no such collisions happen in the future. Vasudha, over to you for that.
So could the Kavach have prevented the Odisha train accident, and why did we not have the much talked about anti-collision system? So nearly 20 million people in the country travel by trains every day, and Indian Railways is truly the lifeline of this country. And when there is no denying that rail accidents have only come down in the past few years, what happened in Balasore actually shows that a lot more needs to be done when it comes to the safety of passengers. So I was looking at some RTI findings from last year, and a major reason for train accidents seems to be derailments, and these happen due to many reasons, including technical glitches, human error, overused tracks, and most importantly, outdated signaling equipment. This is something that the opposition has also talked about. But there are broad measures that we could be taking, that the government could be initiating, the Indian Railways could be putting in place to at least prevent such collisions in future, or at least ensure that even if derailments happen, there is no loss of life. First is to start with improving the signaling technology. Now, the Railway Ministry has already ordered a probe into what might have caused this crash. And while this is going to take some time, there are primary observations that there are multiple versions to how this accident could have happened. And of course, we will get to know only when the probe report comes out. Now, was it a technical glitch, or was it a human error, or was it a signaling failure? This is something that we need to wait for. But the most important question here is, don't we need better technologies to prevent collisions? And there is this Kavach that the government is already talking about. Now, the Railway Ministry has been in the process of installing an anti-collision system. It's called Kavach across the country. Now, what does a Kavach do? It basically alerts the driver when a train jumps a signal, which is, probably the most important cause of train collisions. Now, railway officials are telling us that it is yet to be installed on this line. The system can alert the train driver. It can also apply brakes automatically, and when it is activated, and basically tell you stop all trains within 5 kilometers radius, and also take care of the adjacent tracks. So it reduces the burden on drivers and also helps them identify the risks that is ahead of them. When Ashwini Vaishnav, the railway minister, said that there is a possibility of just one error in 10,000 years, it got a lot of Indians excited, and that is why this technology is being awaited. Now, this is already in a trial phase in some parts of southern India, including Bidar and Namapalli and Ligampalli, which is next to Hyderabad. It is going to take some time to come to other parts of the country. We are told that early next year is when we can expect the same technology in Delhi, Howrah and Delhi, Mumbai rail routes. But with what happened in Balasore yesterday, we are also being told that there could be some sort of fast tracking of this project. And we also need these systems faster on high density routes to ensure safer operations. The third more important thing here is also, does our aging infrastructure need more attention? Now, when we look at our infrastructure in railways, it is a very large network, and there are faults in tracks, there are maintenance issues, and we need better implementation of advanced technologies, and we need to replace outdated carriages. Somebody, a higher official in railways, was also telling me that the trunk lines in some of those stations like Chennai and Howrah also need doubling, and some sort of lack of maintenance is visible, which needs to be addressed. The eastern part of the country, of course, has always witnessed more and more railway accidents. If you see, Bengal, according to NCRB data, also accounts for the second highest number of train accidents, and the country's deadliest rail accident also happened in Bihar in 1981, when an overcrowded train fell from a bridge into the Bagmati River, and we lost 800 lives. If you look at our recent past, last year in Alipurdwar, there was a similar collision, and we lost about 9 lives. So this is an important, factor of concern. And lastly, we also need to invest more in R&D. There are countries in the West that use positive train control and automatic train protection, which actually help drivers make these decisions and reduce the possibility of human error. Before I wind up, let me also tell you that the budget allocated to Indian Railways was the highest last year, with Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister, allocating over 2.75 lakh crore to Indian Railways, which is why more of these technologies need to be put in place faster and non-utilization of funds needs to be addressed.